This is in response to Billy's Talking Points memo from Wednesday, January 21st, 2015. The world according to Obama. And of course, as soon as you said that, Billy, I knew that you were going to trash OB all over the place. And the second thing I thought of was the book by, I believe it was John Irving, The World According to Garp. Didn't he also write Hotel New Hampshire back in the day? I probably read both of them. I couldn't even remotely tell you what either one was about. And I couldn't I'm having a hard time even remotely telling everyone here how bad Billy was again tonight. So the first thing you want to talk about is that people lamented about how Obama really didn't, they were upset with Obama's speech, the State of the Union address, and you said, of course, why would you be upset at what he is? He's only going to his core constituency, his core liberal base. You know, and of course, I'd like to say, yes, he's going to his core liberal base, the American people, the people who elect a government to have them help, and the government is designed, is made, so that it needs to look forward to do the things that help the American people. And of course, the only thing you want to talk about is you want to talk about the core liberal base as people who want stuff from the federal government. Of course, how much money has all the big banks had taken from the federal government in the last 6 or 7 years? How much, you know, how many of the corporate 500 companies, the corporate 100 companies, the multinationals paid in taxes and used every single possible loophole that they could have imagined. Some of those loopholes were designed by Republicans and possibly some Democrats too, so that they could take from the government and keep for themselves. But no, you want to talk about the liberal core base who want free stuff from the government. So when you talk about free stuff, you're talking about free food, you know, free housing, I shouldn't say free food, but, you know, food stamps, housing assistance, stuff like that. And of course, that is because there's been a discrepancy between the rich and the poor that it's been so exacerbated in the last 35 years, it's just unbelievable. But I've talked about that many times. Then you go right into the terrorism aspect, and of course you want to bring up the fact that Obama won't even talk. You used the term Islamic terrorism. Terrorism is terrorism. We have to fight terrorism everywhere. We have to let everyone know that we're not going to succumb to any type of terrorism. Okay? The fact that it is to say Islamic terrorism, it's just something that's a bug up your rectal cavity that I don't know why it goes there. And you know, I don't know if he ever said that it is Islamic terrorism, that you'd be happy. You'd find something else to do about it. And of course, Obama said that we will go anywhere, and we will go anywhere. And of course, then you bring up ISIL, and you bring up how there's been a few articles lately. I'll bring up the two aspects of it all. Is that one, is that there was an article in today's Washington Post, January 22nd, about how the Kurds with the Peshmerga, their fighting force, has taken land near Mosul. They're not going to attack Mosul itself. They've also cut off a supply line from Tel Afar and also from Syria. And that could have a lot of repercussions. Then also further in the article, it did talk about the fact that the Iraqi army is gearing up to make a fight to retake Mosul. So the Kurds have taken a lot of land. Now, Billy, in an earlier show, 2 or 3 shows ago, you talked about how the ISIL is taking additional land. And yes, they are taking additional land because there's a no man's land in different areas of Syria. And you know, when there's a no man's land, you know, nature abhors a vacuum, and so who's filling it up? It's not the Syrian government, it's ISIL. So again, they're landlocked, they're stuck, they're trying very hard to recruit, and they're not, it will take time to get rid of them. We are bombing them. The article in the Washington Post today talked about how we're bombing them, and we're working in conjunction with the Peshmerga, and we're seeing results. We're seeing results, minuscule results. We don't have boots on the ground, and of course, then the not the status of forces agreement, but a declaration of war against ISIL. Of course, the Republicans are saying we want Obama to tell us what he wants. He's already doing what he wants. Why don't they just write up what Obama's already doing and give him the authority to do what he's already doing? But no, they don't want to do that because they don't want their fingerprints on that. So, but again, and then you say that only five Islamic nations are helping. Well, that's 5 more than you would have gotten 20 years ago. So there's progress there. Now, do we need to have a lot more progress? Of course we need a lot more progress. Would we like to get ISIL out of there tomorrow? Of course we would. Is it going to happen? No. Is there anything that we could do to make that happen quicker outside of boots on the ground? I don't know. Now, if you want to put boots on the ground, how many American lives do you want to have lost in all of this? How many lives, Billy, are you willing willing to accept all of this. And then you say Obama doesn't have a strategy. When he's working with the Peshmerga, he's got 5 other countries working with him. He's doing everything he can to kill as many people from ISIL as he can. He's well aware of all the stuff that you talk about the murders, the beheadings, the ransom that's going on for the 2 people from Japan. You know, you lament that Obama doesn't have a strategy, but where's your strategy? How many boots on the ground do you want? Do you want America to go ahead and get have another draft people so we can go over there and fight them? You know, let's make some advertisements out there and bring who wants to be an American sniper? Come on in. We'll train you. We'll bring you over there. We'll let you kill them all. You know. Is that what you want? Of course that's what you want. Then you swing to the Affordable Care Act, you know, and talking about how it's depressed wages, you know, how it's constricted hiring. And that hasn't happened at all. You know, this is the funny thing, is that in Obama's speech, he talked about the things that are going well for America. You know, and the things that you said and all your Republican buddies said would never happen. You said that you know that unemployment would go up because of Obamacare, and unemployment has gone down. You know, so there's all of these things that have you know. You said that the ACA would drown, that they were drowned under its own weight because all the sick people would go on and then they couldn't pay for it. You know, and again, more companies are signing up. More insurance companies are signing up to be a part of the ACA than there was the year before. Why are they doing that? Because they know that they can make money on it. Maybe they're making a little bit less money than they would have made, but they're still making money. So that's the important thing. They've looked at it. They've strategically looked at it. These insurance companies, they've analytically looked at it, and they're saying this is a winner for us. But you can't accept that, Billy, you know, because it's holding back hiring, even though there's, you know, even though there's less unemployment. And yes, do we want more employment? Yes. Do we want to have better paying jobs? Yes. Okay. There's got to be a lot of work that's got to be done to bring down. Oh, and just to bring up the other point about it, when you were talking about giving stuff away, you know. We know that American companies have a couple of $1 trillion overseas that they don't want to pay taxes on. They just want us to bring it back. Okay, the last time we let them do it, they said they were going to invest in America. No, they went and bought their own stock back, or a lot of them did that type of thing. You know, so that's why we're not doing that. The Republican president would let that happen right away. That's not investing in America. So, and then they also have trillions of dollars that are just sitting in various areas because no one is buying the stuff. Now, excuse me. People are buying stuff, but they could make more, but they don't have enough people who are buying more. That's why we need to make an investment in every American, so that every American, you know, can buy the things that they want to buy, so that business will invest in factories and more R&D and come up with more products that people want to buy. You know, so the hiring isn't because of Obamacare. The hiring is the fact that if the companies could sell more, they'd hire more. You know, then you go into the whole corporate tax thing about it. This is the highest thing. I don't know. I'll take your word for it. Let's say it's the highest. I don't care. All right. But there's so many deductions that they take. You know, as we said, you know, the top 10 companies: Exxon, GE. You could name a whole heck of a lot more. Maybe Apple, maybe Microsoft. I don't know. I don't know them all. They're all listed. You know, they're paying next to nothing. You know, and how much did I pay as a percentage of my income? I don't know. 10%, 20%, 30%. I don't know. I get a little bit of money back. Of course, I have an interest, you know, at home. I get, you know, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 interest deduction. I don't know, something like that. Not very much, but that's what it is. But I pay taxes. I pay sales taxes. I pay state taxes. I pay FICA taxes. You know, these companies haven't paid dick, and they're making billions of dollars. You know, and then of course you talk about business expansion. Well, business expansion, you know, because the corporate tax rate is so high that they don't want to expand. Hey, if the corporate tax rate was high and they knew they could make more money in the United States, they would do it. The reason is not enough people are buying. Why are not enough people buying? Because the minimum wage is so low, because wages have been depressed. So there's a whole host of things, Billy, that you're talking about. And the world, according to Obama, it's getting a heck of a lot better. And everything that you predicted, that you talked about, that you said would happen with Obamacare hasn't happened. All right, and all this stuff about ISIL, you know, you keep saying they're going to come here, you know, and again, I'd like to ask you, how many people who were on the battlefield in Syria, in Iraq, have come back to the United States and have attacked us? How many people have done that in England? Now, we know that there have been more people who have gone to Syria and Iraq to join ISIL from Western Europe, and hopefully their police system is set up well to stop that type of thing. Hopefully our police system, when I say police, what I mean is Homeland Security, immigration, all of that type of stuff, passport, visas, all of those types of things that keep track of all of that thing. You know, that's not an army. That's not going over the ridge and just blowing everybody away. That's keeping track of people who come here to hurt us. I hope that they're doing that. And of course, the Department of Homeland Security, that's what the Republicans want to cut back on. I believe it's starting in February, because they want to show that their displeasure in the immigration thing. And of course, you cut back on Homeland Security. How is that going to affect us? Watching people from the United States or from Europe who have passports that allow them into the United States, who have gone over to ISIL in Syria and Iraq, from coming here. If you're going to cut that all back. Oh, let's just think about that. Okay, Billy, again, the world according to Obama actually is pretty good compared to the world according to Billy.